$2.5 billion warship, and it still can't protect a 300,000-ton oil tanker? Since the conflict escalated on February 28, the Strait of Hormuz has remained severely disrupted for a long time, and oil prices have surged sharply. A lot of people keep asking the same question. If the U.S. Navy has the most powerful destroyers in the world, why not just escort the tankers through the strait? On the surface, it sounds simple. A $2.5 billion Aegis destroyer is packed with missiles and advanced radar. How could it possibly fail to secure a narrow waterway? If tankers can pass safely and oil keeps flowing, wouldn't the crisis be solved? But that idea is completely wrong. What most people do not understand is that the most terrifying thing about Hormuz is not who has more firepower. It is who makes the first mistake. And once that mistake happens, what blows up may not be a warship. It may be the entire global oil market. The shipping lane through the strait is only about 2 nautical miles wide. And what needs protection is a supertanker weighing 300,000 tons. Threats exist in the air, on the surface, and underwater. In that kind of environment, a destroyer is overwhelmed from the very beginning. And the deadliest threat is not even in the sky. It is beneath the tanker. More importantly, this is not some option the United States never considered. It did think of it. It tried it. And it paid a price it still has not forgotten. In 1988, the U.S. launched its largest escort operation since World War II, and the result was brutal. That same year, the frigate USS Samuel B. Roberts stayed on high alert the entire time, yet it was still ripped open by an Iranian mine. The hull was badly damaged, compartments flooded, and 10 sailors were injured. A warship that came to protect tankers ended up needing help itself. It was the tanker that helped rescue the ship. Repairs took 13 months and cost $89.5 million. The lesson was painful. Sending more warships is not enough. You have to eliminate the source of the threat. What makes it even worse is that the ship being protected is itself an extremely fragile target. A supertanker is more than 330 meters long and can carry 2 million barrels of crude oil. Fully loaded, it weighs 300,000 tons. It needs a very long distance to stop, turns painfully slowly, and moves at less than half the speed of a destroyer. As a commercial vessel, its hull plating is thin. It has no armor, no blast-resistant compartments, and no serious damage control capability. One missile or one bomb, and those 2 million barrels of crude can turn into a giant explosive hazard. A lot of people think a destroyer's biggest advantage is that it can see far away. But in Hormuz, the most ironic part is this. Even if you can see far, it may not matter at all, because the enemy does not come from where you can see. U.S. destroyer radar can detect targets hundreds of nautical miles away. But radar travels in straight lines. It cannot see through mountains. And the Strait of Hormuz is lined with steep cliffs on both sides. Iranian missiles can be hidden inside mountain tunnels. Qeshm Island sits less than 5 nautical miles from the shipping lane. Iranian anti-ship missiles are extremely fast. They can cover that distance in less than a minute. Radar often cannot detect them until they clear the mountains. By then, there may be only seconds left to track and intercept them. At that point, it is no longer a question of whether you can stop the missile. Sometimes, you do not even have the right to react. But the thing that humiliates a $2.5 billion destroyer most is not the missile threat. It is a method that costs only a few $100s and can instantly break the entire escort system. In 2019, tankers in the Gulf of Oman were attacked, and what investigators found was startling. Divers used special rebreathers that produced no bubbles and almost no sound. That made them nearly invisible to sonar and radar. All they needed was a magnetic explosive charge, worth around $500, attached near the tanker's waterline. Water is about 800 times denser than air, and it cannot be compressed. That means the force of an underwater explosion is transmitted directly into the ship's hull. The high-pressure shock can punch straight into internal compartments. Even a charge weighing only a few dozen pounds can do far more damage underwater than it would in the air. So now the destroyer faces missiles from above, Swarming speedboats on the surface, divers attacking from below, slow-moving tankers, extremely narrow shipping lanes, and terrain that blocks radar signals. With all three layers of danger stacked together, even the most powerful warship in the world starts to look helpless. And in the end, that is the real answer. A $2.5 billion destroyer cannot protect just one 300,000-ton tanker. What it really cannot protect is everything behind that tanker. The oil price that could spiral out of control, the global supply chain, and the cost that no country wants to be the first to bear. So what do you think? Will the Strait of Hormuz eventually be stabilized through negotiation? Or will it drag everyone into an even bigger crisis?